Hey guys, MSG Retired here again. Bringing you another video from my Iraq series, I guess I'll start calling it. Um, this is a rather unique video. It is a video that was taken from our air support. We had an unarmed small fixed-wing aircraft that was providing air cover during a mission where we were attempting to locate one of the local bomb makers. And we did, in fact, capture that individual. He was detained, and the area was searched. The car park was searched. We had a couple of little weird things happen while we were there. And I'm going to try and narrate it because there's absolutely no sound whatsoever. And I'm going to do an audio track to narrate as we play the video. So, as always, if you like the content, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Big thumbs up. Hit the bell for notifications. If you're out there riding on twos, make sure you keep the shiny side up, rubber side down. And as always, have yourself a great day. So this is our air asset that was providing overwatch for us. It's a Cessna push-pull fixed-wing, small fixed-wing aircraft. Great camera systems on it. Thermal image, IR. It's got a laser pointer and a bunch of other stuff. Here's our raid team moving in, and right where the crosshairs are, that's our target building. This is a suspected bomb maker, and not only, I mean, we've got U.S. forces there. We also have the Iraqi police, and we also had a bomb detection dog with us. Now we're in constant communications with the aircraft. And you're going to see in this video where he pans off looking at rooftops and looking at anything else that may be going on throughout the video. So here's everybody moving up to the target building, and Iraqi police will do the initial contact. Then we'll go in, we'll attempt to identify the individual that we're looking for. And once we identify him, we'll take him into custody. He'll be detained, taken back to our fob, and he will be questioned by intel personnel. So as you can see, we're pretty spread out. All of the trucks, the Humvees, they're up-armored Humvees with turrets, 50 cals. They're manned the entire time we're there. And as you can see, we're all moving toward the target building. Now he's watching our 6 position, or behind the house, the next little street that runs down behind the area where we're working. And as you can see, he's already identified some people on the rooftops of buildings. This happens a lot. They hear the trucks come in, they hear the trucks idling, they know we're in the area, and, you know, Curious George being Curious George, they're going to come out on their rooftops, and they're going to take a look and see what we're up to. So by this point, breach team's probably getting ready to make entry. Yeah, that's what's going on now. They're getting ready to make entry. And doors open, entry made. And we got there, if you look at the time top left, it's about 8 minutes after midnight. on the 25th of February 2007. And our overwatch is somebody in the corner house on the street right behind us. He's got movement. Now you have to remember also, this is 2007. This technology that's on this aircraft is, at this point, 15 years old. Probably no longer in service, just because technology changes. If you're not upgrading every 3 to 4 years, you're behind the power curve. But we've got two individuals on a rooftop, a house across the street behind us. And basically, he's just keeping an eye on these guys to see what they're up to, if they, by chance, have any weapons, which you can actually identify if they have weapons with this camera system. They're kind of looking over the wall from the roof. Okay, now you see the gentleman, there's like a little sparkly thing to his left side right at the moment. He's actually smoking a cigarette. And what you're going to see as he starts to walk back, he's going to walk over to the edge of the roof and he's going to flick the cigarette out into the street. So it's going to give you some idea as to how sensitive the cameras are on this aircraft. And there's the cigarette he just flicked out in the street. And those two individuals go back into the building at this point. You can see exactly how well the running vehicles stand out from their heat signature. And he's just looking for any movement on the roofs. This was one of the alleyways across from the building. You can see the truck's top left. This is an alleyway that was across the street from us. This rooftop right here had one or two individuals that had come out, and they were looking over the side of the roof down the alleyway where we were. And again, most likely just curious. There were no weapons seen. But it's pretty interesting to get the perspective of our air support and what they're looking at as we're up there. Right now we're about 25 minutes into the mission. The search team from inside the home portion of that building have come out. Now they're going into the front, into the garage section, and searching for any bomb-making materials. Bottom left is the aircraft grid coordinates. You can see he's flying approximately 4,950, 60 feet. And I believe that's AGL, above ground level. You could hear him, but it was very faint. And I believe it's because of the push-pull. It has an engine in the front and an engine in the back of the fuselage. One pulls, one pushes. It's got a twin boom on the back. And it's a relatively small aircraft, but very high performance due to the two engines. And he's just keeping an eye on the tops of buildings, looking for any people. Now we're going over and we're going to search a car park that a couple of the Humvees were parked in front of. And this is all based on intel that we've acquired. They could have been building vehicle-borne IEDs in this car park. You can see the group of people moving over toward the car park. And there were two local nationals that were in a little shack right inside the gate. So we got them out of the little shack there on the corner. Hands up, got them proned out, searched them. You can see the Iraqi dog running around in the lot. You'll be able to see him wagging his tail. And as you see us moving around, you can see that we do, in fact, have weapons. And it's very easy to identify. He can actually zoom in more on this camera and give a better picture so you can actually tell if someone's got a weapon or not. But we're moving through the car park and doing some searching. So I believe some of the intel said that the bomb maker had some stuff stored over in the car lot yard over in the back corner, and that's what they were checking. So at this point, we're about 50 minutes into the mission. Here's another individual on a roof down that alleyway I spoke about. He's kind of peeking out, looking around the corner, looking down the alleyway to see what we're up to. And you have to realize that it's pitch black out. There's no street lights. Even though we're in a big city, the city of Mosul, it's pitch black out. Very little lighting. But he's kind of bent over, peeking around the corner there, looking at us. So, and you just can't make this stuff up. Air scan, we still got these guys proned out. They're being talked to by an interpreter and a intel specialist. And you're going to see everybody kind of walking down the road here. And that's because we had a truck towing another vehicle approaching our location. It turned out that it was a tow truck and they were towing an Iraqi ambulance. So we moved forward to identify. It would not be beyond the realm that they've had almost an hour of us being on scene where they could have towed a vehicle-borne IED or drove a vehicle-borne IED into our area and caused a lot of problems. So we get everybody out of the vehicles, get them down on the ground. We come up, we check the tow truck, and then we checked the Iraqi ambulance, and in fact, they did have a patient. The ambulance had broken down, and they were transporting this patient to either a clinic or a hospital. I believe the patient was on oxygen and was doing better, but they still needed to get to the hospital. So it's just after 0100 hours. We ensured that tow truck and the ambulance were not a threat to us, and we allowed them to continue on. You'll be able to see them slowly move past our group and continue on their way. And they're loading up now. We still got that guy down there on the roof in the alleyway, and then he finally doesn't see what's going on, can't figure out what's going on, so I guess he goes back to bed. And at this point, we've been on the target for coming up on an hour now. And an hour, usually we like to be moving in that amount of time. You don't want to dwell on a target too long. So you can see the tow truck towing the ambulance out of that area and continuing on their way. So now we got our vehicles out, we got them all turned around, and you can see these spots on the ground. That's actually the hot spots from where the Humvees were parked. You can see where the exhaust was blowing out, and the undercarriage of the truck got pretty hot. The one that was a little bit fainter, the third one in from the top, that's where the Iraqi police truck was parked, those next two spots. They were right in the middle of our group. So we're getting turned around, and we're going to exfil out basically the same way we came in, at least until we get out on the main highway, and then we're going to get over the river and get back to our forward operating base. So we're getting loaded up. Some of the vehicles are starting to move out. Once everybody gets ducks in a row, we're going to be moving out. And you can see the hot spots on the pavement from where the Humvees were parked. Even though this is the end of February, it's still pretty warm. But the trucks get much warmer. A couple of more guys out on a roof down the block from us. Zero 1:18 in the morning. And we're pretty much loaded up and ready to roll at this point. So we were on target site approximately an hour and 10 minutes, give or take. And we're rolling out. So if you see the lead vehicle, he's going to make a left on this next street, and he's going to pass right in front of a mosque. Right there is the mosque. In regards to our rules of engagement during that time frame, we were not allowed to enter a mosque. We could not go onto a mosque compound. A lot of times we would take small arms fire from these mosque compounds. This evening we had 2 Iraqi police trucks with us, and we received no small arms fire from anywhere. So we're going to roll back out onto the main roadway to get back over the river. So if you think about it, this is technology from 15 years ago, probably a little bit more than that. And it's pretty impressive. I can only imagine what the technology is on the drones now. Unmanned aircraft that probably have twice the capability of this one. And we're turning out onto the main drag. And our air cover is going to scan ahead for us, basically, and just make sure there's nobody waiting in ambush for us on the way back. This is an overpass over one of the main highways. So this is a traffic circle, and you're going to see something that's kind of crazy. that LI in the left lower, it's active. Basically what just happened there is he fired a laser pointer, and we used to call it sparkle. And when he shoots that laser pointer down at a point on the ground, our lead truck under NVGs can actually see that. So we know that we're going in the right direction. This is the bridge over the Tigris. And we will be crossing back over onto the west side en route back to our forward operating base. Pretty uneventful. There was no small arms contact. We had pretty much everything went as planned, with the exception of the tow truck and the ambulance. It was pretty uneventful. And as you can see, he's sparkling our way back. And I'm probably going to stop it here. Anyway, I just want to thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more stuff from Iraq, I got a few more tapes that I could probably download and put up. So with that, hey, have yourself a great day, and thanks for watching.